sketchbook for 2017. I didn't follow the official Inktober prompt or any kind of prompt. I kind of just drew whatever I wanted for each day. So, let's get started. As you'll notice in this video, I used colored memo pad paper to title all of my drawings. I did this just because I thought it'd add a cute little touch to my sketchbook, and also because I have an entire box of memo pads that I don't use enough, so I figured this was a good opportunity to use them. So to start off, for day one, I drew a witch. I thought it was fitting to start off with something Halloween related for the month of October. And in this one, I was still trying to get used to all of the pens that I bought. I bought all my pens off of Jet Pens, and if anyone wants to know exactly which materials I used for this sketchbook, let me know. And then for day two, I drew Lux and Jinx in the Star Guardian varsity jackets. They came out recently. My friend Christine and Christine was the one that dressed up as Star Guardian Jinx in my Anime Expo video. And we actually bought the Star Guardian varsity jackets from the Right Merch website. And as soon as they came, we thought they were super cute. So I drew our respective champions in our jackets. Then for day three, I drew a sea witch. It was originally supposed to be like a mermaid siren, but I thought it would give the page more life if I made her look like an octopus lady, like Ursula from The Little Mermaid. Day four, I drew Raven and Starfire in casual clothing. I just really like these two characters and wanted to draw them. I don't really have much else to say about it. Day five, I drew a saucy little cat witch. Again, just want to add something Halloween related, sprinkle some in for this Inktober. For day six, I drew myself holding my tablet and vanilla iced coffee spilling out of my mouth. This was during a time in the month when I was drinking vanilla iced coffee like every single day because I was trying to stay up and draw. These are just some sketches I did of some suits because one day I watched Kingsman in the theaters with my coworkers after work, and the whole movie was like glorious suit porn, and it made me want to draw suits. So for day seven, I drew a girl wearing a suit. And then day 8, I drew Lapis Lazuli in kind of like a swimsuit getup. And then I used watercolor for her wings. I'm not sure if watercolor counts as ink, but I went for it, because she has water powers. I thought it was fitting. Day 9, I drew Poppy and Lulu in their Star Guardian skins from League of Legends. I don't really draw these two very often, so I thought it would be good practice if I drew both of them together on one page. Of course, Poppy is taking up most of the page, but it's okay. Day 10, I drew myself looking out the window on a rainy day. I really love rainy days, and for this entire month, it has been scorching and way too hot than it should be for October, so for the thing that inspired this one was me just really wanting rain and clouds. For day 11, I drew Red Riding Hood holding a knife. The thing that inspired this one was when I took a children's literature class in my university about a year or two ago. We had an assignment where we had to read 7 different versions of the story The Little Red Riding Hood. And for all of them, it was either Little Red getting tricked or needing to come up with a plan to trick the wolf. But I noticed none of them really had anything to do with Little Red Riding Hood, like killing the wolf. And I thought that would have been a good version, so I drew that. Day 12, I drew a succubus. I had to cover this one up on my Instagram because one of the kids from my work told me that she found my Instagram, and I wanted to keep it as PG as possible just so I wouldn't get in trouble. Day 13, I drew one of my friends. Don't ask what her shirt says. It's just something she requested. Day 14, I watched the My Little Pony movie with my roommate and some of my friends, and we actually really enjoyed it, and I really liked the design of Tempest Shadow, who is one of the main antagonists of the movie, so I decided to draw her. She's really cute, and I love her. Day 15, I drew my roommate's OCs, Celia and Maple. She's actually currently working on a comic with these two, and I'm really excited to see how it turns out because I think these characters are super duper cute. Day 16, I drew Victor from Yuri on Ice in a suit. I still wanted to keep going with the suit thing. Day 17, I drew Ayano from Yandere Simulator. Just thought it was fitting for October. Day 18 was my boyfriend's birthday, so I drew a little picture of him. Day 19, I drew myself in a Christmas outfit because I don't get that excited for Halloween. I don't get excited for Halloween, and I don't get excited for Thanksgiving. So October and November were always the months that I kind of just waited to pass by so that I could get hyped up for Christmas in December. This one, it's not an Inktober entry. I just decided to draw my weekend outfit because every weekend, since all I'm doing is drawing, my hair is always messy, I'm always wearing some kind of old shirt, and I don't wear pants. Day 20, I drew the same cat witch that I drew on day 5. I really liked how her design turned out, so I wanted to draw her again. I haven't come up with a name for her yet, but I really do like her super long hair and her stockings. This one is also not an Inktober entry. This was a week where my supervisor was deathly ill, super sick, but he was still coming into work. So I just drew this little doodle to try and make him feel better. Day 21, I drew Pinkie Pie, and this design is actually from Hextian's, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, Hextian? He's a YouTuber that makes custom dolls, if any of you are familiar with his work, but he made one for Pinkie Pie, and his design for her was so good. I had to draw it. It was really cute, and you should definitely go look it up after this video. This one, also not an Inktober entry, just kind of a reminder to myself to stop taking so many naps. It's just so comfy. And the next 3 Inktober entries are actually Doki Doki Literature Club spoilers, which is a game that came out recently. It's a visual novel, and it's a really good game. But if you want to avoid spoilers, please either click on the timestamp or go to the timestamp listed in the description. But if you've already played through it and you know what happens, or if you don't care about spoilers, you're not planning on playing this game anyway, then keep watching. Alright, I'm gonna go. So day 22, I drew, of course, the best girl, Monica. Okay, so for day 23, I drew Yuri. I was actually aiming for her during my first playthrough of this game, and I really liked her because I thought she was cute, but then she started acting really weird, so I tried to nope out of there. But of course, as how the game is designed, your choices don't matter. And for day 24, I drew Sayori. And so one of the things that I thought was really interesting about this game was that it gave you kind of a false sense of comfort in thinking that your choices made a difference on the game endings. But in Sayori's case, she would always confess to you, and no matter what option you picked, she would always end up killing herself the next day, which I thought was very tragic. Kind of fucked up, but it's okay. Day 25, I drew the Nightshade Witch from Goodnight Moon's channel. She's an ASMR channel, but she does really, really, really good role plays, and one of her characters that she created, the Nightshade Witch, is one of my absolute favorites, and so I thought it'd be fitting if I drew her for Halloween. We're close to Halloween. We're getting there. It's only day 25. Day 26. This one is actually a scene redraw from Tokyo Mew Mew. This was the scene where Mew Mint and Mew Zakuro are fighting, and as they're fighting, Mew Mint kind of sort of like confesses to Zakuro. I say kinda because Zakuro like knew the entire time that Mew Mint had a thing for her. Day 27, I drew Giffany from Gravity Falls. She was one of my favorite characters from that show, and I thought, why not draw her since she's pretty terrifying, and we are getting closer to Halloween. Day 28. If you've been following my Instagram, you would know that I recently adopted a kitten from the local shelter with my roommate. And during like the first week I had him, I kept spamming my supervisor with pictures and videos of my kitten, and so I decided to illustrate what that probably felt like to him. Don't know if you're watching this, Adam, but hi. Day 29, it was a Moonshine Animations birthday. If you haven't already, go wish him a happy birthday. But I drew one of his characters, Juka, who I personally think is the cutest out of all of his mascots. Day 30, I drew Daphne from Scooby-Doo. This was from that one episode, I forgot the name of the episode, but it was an episode where she was singing with the Hex Girls, and she was wearing this like crazy gorgeous outfit, and I really wanted to draw her. Also, the song she sings is actually pretty good, I think. And lastly, day 31, it's a little anticlimactic because I didn't spend that much time on this one. I was kind of busy on Halloween. But this one is Steve Harrington from Stranger Things. Season 2 recently just got released on Netflix. I watched through the whole thing, and I cried really, really hard, but Steve is my #1 favorite character, so I decided to draw him for my final Inktober entry. And that concludes it. I still have a whole bunch of white pages that I don't know what to do with, but I hope you enjoyed this Inktober.